Okay, so I am doing another Yoru Flash lineup guide because the first one's a little bit outdated now because the map pool has been updated. So this lineup guide will be for the maps Ascent, Abyss, Bind, Haven, Icebox, Lotus, and finally Sunset. I'll be timestamping each map and each flash in the description below, so if you're like me and you're googling these lineups in the middle of the agent select, then you can quickly go to the description and find flashes for the maps that you want. I'll stop wasting more time though, and we'll get straight into the lineups. Okay, I'm going to start off with Haven because I have a sick flash lineup, which is from this part here, and you line yourself up with the corner. And this is for A site, so just on the corner. It doesn't really matter, you don't have to be precise, but I like to be. And you just bring the bottom of this roof up until it lines up with the top of the roof, like this. And then it's just a left click flash, and it will bounce off of that and pop here, which will actually bind everyone here, 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 literally everywhere. This is an insane flash. Now obviously because you're throwing it from spawn, you can't really capitalize on it, so it's more for your team, but there's also a TP lineup for this. And to do that, you just basically aim anywhere on this wall before the buy phase. You can click it and then you can get in position to do the flash lineup, and that TP will head to under heaven, as you can see. And then you're going to want to throw the flash line up, and when it's about to pop, you TP, and you can kill everyone who is blind. This is a sick, I can't actually swear, YouTube told me I swear too much, so this is a sick freaking flash. Ah, that's cringe. It. It's a sick freaking flash. Now other flashes on Haven are simple, not really lineups. You can flash up at this wall to peek long, which won't blind you at all. You can also do an up-down flash from here, which just pops behind this box, so it doesn't blind you at all, but will blind all the enemies here. And then for B, you've got a simple 1-2, which is up here, shoot it there, and it will pop over here, so it doesn't blind you at all, but it will blind the enemies peeking mid. You can also just bounce up at this, which will pop for the left side, but it won't blind the right side, or this wall, which is the same exact thing. For Garage, simple flashes as well. Offer this for a peek, or this, just change it up. There was a lineup that I had, which was beneath this yellow newspaper, and then aiming where this meets this sort of bar. If you can see my crosshair, it's right here. And it will go through the top and actually flash out this way. So it's a different flash. You can also aim a bit more right for this one. So probably about here. And then that will flash towards the right and flash people peeking here. So you have a flash of both of them. But this flash is very situational, so I'm not sure if it's that useful, to be honest. And then for CE defense, I like the standard one, which is here. So it pops behind you when you're peeking, or the other way around, pops in front of you when you're peeking. But there is a flash lineup from this tree, which you just aim at the tree, and it should bounce upwards. And it was still blind, but it is a very shortened duration. So it's not the best flash in terms of duration, but it can catch people off guard, because they're not going to dodge this, and you can peek with it. And maybe get some kills, but you need to be quite quick, because they're not going to be blind for long. Now for Ascent, I'm going to show you the same ones that I showed before, which is off of this generator. Or cannon, whatever it is. You just chuck a flash off of that, and it will blind really high and blind the entire left side. But if they have already crossed, it won't blind them, and for that you can just chuck it off of this wall, which will blind left and right. It is quite dodgeable though, so this one I do prefer. But you just need to be wary about that right side. And now for when they've come onto site, there's this line when you come into front of this box here on dice, and aim over here. And it will bounce above this wall, and it will blind anyone that's pushing out onto site, and it doesn't blind you at all, so this is a really good flash. Now one that I have for market, which I don't actually see many people use, so I don't actually think it's really known about, but you can actually chuck flashes above. So on this side you can chuck a flash like this, it won't flash you at all, but it pops right here, which will blind everyone watching market, which when you're crossing out, TTG smoke so's market, but you're usually holding it. So this is an unexpected flash. This one would work, just bouncing out of the smoke, but I do prefer these ones because it's unexpected and you can catch people off guard. And you can also do it on the right side as well. Same thing. Just don't look up if you're doing that one. And for peeking into B main, quite simple. Again, off the back of this, so it doesn't blind you, I like. But it will only blind people who are holding the wide angle. Short, tight angle won't work. So for that one, I have an even better one, which is just through the window. Self-explanatory again, but it bounces down and will blind anyone holding the angle, even the one holding here. Now for this one, I haven't actually used in game, so I'm curious if this works out. So if anyone hits any clips, I'd love to see them. But you just chuck a flash off of the cannon here, and it's the same one as the sort of defense one, but it pops here, it should blind everyone in sight. Oh, not sure what happened there. But if you were to do this with a TP lineup, I think this could be a really good combination, because this flash is so high and will blind so many angles. So were to flash this and TP at the same time, they should be blinded because they're not going to be able to dodge that. So for bind, quick one I have for showers to retake it once they take in this area is an up-down flash off of this wooden beam here, which will bounce right down below, and it's pretty much undodgeable because of how quick it pops, and you can peek very quickly. It would also blind any AWPers holding here, so you should net you a quick frag like that. Same thing for short, you have a similar one, which is just aiming at this, which will mean it will bounce out wide, which will blind anyone on short, and you wouldn't be flash at all. For bind Hookah, you have so many options. You can chuck a flash off here, chuck a flash anywhere. But the lineup type thing that I have is just off of here. You can peek with it and it doesn't blind you. You can do it higher as well if you want to change it up and do some mix-ups so they can't keep dodging it. And then finally for B long, you have the simple one, which everyone knows about, is off of this. It's still good to this day, not everyone can dodge it, it's a really good flash. You can also bounce it off of this, which will pop out just out of the wide, and it will blind people here. So a flash lamp that I found for retaking on B, I actually really like, and to do it you just stand on this sort of corner of the wall here, and aim slightly below the window, and it will pop out quite wide. And if you see where it pops is about here, and it will actually blind anyone long, and anyone who's actually holding elbow. So if you combine this flash and start walking out, you should be able to find some people who are flashed. Now you can be a bit fast at night walls obviously, but I think it's a really good flash. So for Icebox, I like chucking a flasher for this and then coming out a bit closer to the wall so it doesn't flash you, like so. It doesn't flash you behind it, and it will still blind everyone who's peeking your B main. Another flash I have, there used to be one from here, you pop it there, but now that this big huge green container is here, you can't really do it. So I like to bounce a flash up for this, and actually bounce out wide, flash everyone, and if you're looking away, it barely blinds you. So I think that's a really good flash. For attacking on B, simple one to push the AWPers off is up here. It will actually also blind mid too, so you can use it with your team as well if you want to. But this is a really good flash to push the AWPers off the angle and maybe net you a free kill. It also blinds people yellow, so people peeking here are able to hopefully get a free kill as well. And on A, unfortunately, there really isn't much. The only flash lineup that I actually like doing is the really aggressive one, but it is so risky. And that's at the beginning of the round, you just basically take the zip line, come down here, and then you chuck a flash off of this box here, which will pop behind this box. And it flashes heaven too, so you can do this and peek with it. It's really risky, so I'd have a TP to be able to TP out after your 1, maybe 2 kills. TP out, but it makes for some sick clips. So on Lotus attack, I like to just chuck a flash off at this wall. If you chuck it right and start running up with it, it will pop behind this pillar, so it doesn't blind you, but it'll pop about here, blinding everyone that's actually holding the angle. So it's a really good flash to do. Chuck it off that, peek out wide, and maybe get some kills. Usually if you are fighting A, you can chuck a good flash like this, and peek with it like this. Now for retaking a B, not many people know you can actually chuck a flash up here, which will actually blind the entire of site. And to do it, you can just aim at this sort of green grass here from B heaven, and just chuck it as so, and it will pop out. It's popping right here, so you can see what it blinds. It blinds so much. Now people below won't be looking straight up, obviously, so they're not going to get full blinded. So those are the fights you should focus first. You should throw this flash, and then focus on these fights. And the ones over here. Now for C, still the same flash, really good to peek C main. It's off of this pillar. It pops behind the leaves, so it doesn't blind you at all. And you can peek with it. and hopefully get through frags. So sunset, on A attack, I like to do a TP lineup combined with a flash lineup off of this window. And you usually chuck the TP flash, chuck the flash in this window, TP off of it, and just like that you've got elbow. And once you've taken A as an attacker, really good flash of CT is off of this overpass. Just chuck it anywhere really, like this. You can see how it really doesn't blind you that much. So when you're actually turning away, it's such a small flash. But then for everyone else who's holding this, they're going to be full on flashed, like this. So it's a really good flash to peek and take the CT space with your team. Now, same thing for taking a link. Good flashes are, you know, back of this behind you, low, high, whatever you want to do. But there is this weird one which you can actually chuck off this, which bounces out really wide. You see how wide it comes out? And that will blind the people who are holding really far. So if you know they're close, do the close flash. If you know they're far, do this. And it'll catch them off guard. From market for retaking B, you can chuck a flash through the window, as so. It will actually blind people. If I show you where it is, it will blind people here. And you can chuck it in this one too, which will come out here and blind people even further out. As so. And then for B main, not really much to be honest with you. I like to come into this corner and do an up-down flash. And peek with it, or literally aim up and peek like that.